During an appearance on Real America's Voice, because Real American networks won't have her on their programs, Marjorie Taylor Greene kind of issued an ominous warning about the future of the United States. And she did it by actually misinterpreting what happened with the election results from this past Tuesday. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, in her statement, said that she and the entire MAGA movement are no longer fringe. They are, in fact, as she said, mainstream now. Here is her exact quote. You know, here's one thing I would like to point out. They've attacked me continuously, called me radical, fringe, extremist. You know what they found out today? President Trump will have over 5 million of the popular vote ahead of Kamala Harris. He will, by the time this is done, likely have 312 electoral college votes. The message that was shot across the bow is, guess what? The American people, the voters that voted for Trump overwhelmingly, they are MTG. MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is not radical or extreme. She's mainstream America. And I am very much looking forward to working in an administration that is on that level. And we have to get it done. We made a lot of big promises on the campaign trail, and now we have to deliver. So, of course, she's also angling for a job in the administration, right? She doesn't want to be stuck in Congress. She will, hey, put me in the cabinet somewhere. As I'm sure a lot of people would like to do, just stuff you away in a cabinet and not ever have to listen to you. But mainstream. MAGA, she says, is mainstream now. That is the lesson they took from Tuesday. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. Yeah, Republicans had the best election cycle they've had since the year 2004. They crushed the Democrats. Democrats have a lot of soul searching to do, and that is something in the coming weeks I'm going to spend quite a bit of time talking about and writing about it as well. But in the meantime, let's not misconstrue what happened last week. You know, to go back to the old James Carville, Paul Begala from the 1990s and the Clinton campaigns, it's the economy, stupid. People weren't voting because they wanted the extremism. They didn't vote because they wanted authoritarianism or fascism. They voted because they look at their financial situation and said, things suck for me. They are not getting better, even though the economy as a whole did get better. For millions of Americans personally, it did not. And that is a fact that the Democratic Party, I do believe, ignored. You can't go out there and tout the economy's doing great when it's only doing well on paper. When the average person out there is not experiencing any of these economic gains that the upper class is, then they're gonna vote accordingly. And that is what happened. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump, and honestly the rest of the Republican Party, they don't see it that way. They see this as a mandate for MAGA. Right? That is what she is telling us, clear as day. A mandate for MAGA, which is not what happened. Any Republican, a centrist Republican, Mitt Romney, probably would have pulled off a victory due to the voting based on the economy. And Mitt Romney is not MAGA. But they think they have the mandate for MAGA. And that is what is terrifying. Because now they feel emboldened. They're not going to do anything to help the economy. What's going to happen is that after 4 years of Donald Trump destroying everything, just like every time in my life Republicans have ruined the economy, people will turn around in 2028 and elect a Democrat to fix the mess. That's what's happened every cycle in my life. Reagan and H.W. Bush tanked the economy. America's like, this sucks. They elect Bill Clinton. He fixes it, pulls us out of a recession. Then things are good, right? Oh, hey, this is pretty nice. Yeah, well, we can go back to Republicans now. Everything will be cool. W came along, reinstituted the trickle-down economics that tanked the economy before him, and everything went to hell, worse than it had before. The banking crisis, the housing crisis, all of that from W. Bush. So by the time the 2008 election rolled around, people said, holy crap, we got to change this. Let's elect a Democrat. Well, Barack Obama comes into office, and what does he have to do? Well, just like Clinton before him, he's got to clean up all the messes of the Republicans. fix the economy, pull us out of a recession, which he did. And then after 8 years of that, people were like, hey, things are okay. They're not great, but yeah, we can go back to a Republican. Uh-oh. Trump does the same thing, reinstitutes trickle-down economics, economy goes to shit. Okay, well, we got to have a Democrat come and clean up the mess. Biden cleans up the mess, and people are like, well, it's not clean enough, so I'm going to go back to the Republican. So 2028, a Democrat will have to be elected to clean up the mess of the Republicans again, because that is the cycle that has perpetuated itself all throughout my entire effing life. Democrats will win again, okay? There is definitely hope on the horizon. Granted, it is years out, but it'll happen. And they will clean up the mess because they always freaking do it. Because the public realizes way too late in the game, oops, we made a mistake. But none of that has anything to do with the ideals of the MAGA movement. And for Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene to think that this is their mandate, to go out there and attack the LGBTQ community, to go and have their good old-fashioned book burnings, that isn't what people voted for. I'm sure some did, don't get me wrong. But the majority of the people that voted for Trump did so because they thought, falsely, he could fix the economy. They will find out the hard way. And then they'll go running crying back to the Democrats. It happens every time. But in the meantime, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like Donald Trump, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Elon Musk, they're going to be taking away our rights in the meantime. That's what's going to happen. So not only is the economy going to tank, but because they think it's a mandate for MAGA, they will be taking away our rights. There will be prosecutions of political enemies for Donald Trump because that's what they believe the public voted for. That is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is telling us. And that is why her misinterpretation of these election results is so terrifying for the future of this country. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.